A statement from the National Weather Service. A strong thunderstorm will affect southwestern Stafford, northeastern Orange, southeastern Fauquier, southeastern Culpeper, and northern Spotsylvania counties and the city of Fredericksburg. At 3:38 p.m., a strong thunderstorm was located 13 miles east of Orange, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour and dime-size hail are possible with this storm. Locations impacted include Fredericksburg, Falmouth, Mine Run, Verdiersville, Locust Grove, Flat Run, Dunavant, Lake of the Woods, Morrisville, Cookstown, Goldbine, Rhodesville, Parker, Birch Hill, Spring Valley, Goldale, Chancellorsville, Lignum, Stork, and Holly Corner. A statement from the National Weather Service. A strong thunderstorm will affect southern Carroll, east central Frederick counties in north central Maryland, and southwestern Baltimore counties in northern Maryland. At 4:44 p.m., a strong thunderstorm was located 8 miles north of Mount Airy, Oregon, 11 miles southwest of Westminster, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour are possible with this storm. Locally heavy rainfall can be expected. Locations impacted include Pikesville, Westminster, Woodlawn, Reynoldstown, Williams Mills, Eldersburg, Milford Mill, Reisterstown, Lockern, Mount Airy, Sacresville, Oakland, Gamber, Lincoln or Bartonsville, Garrison, New Windsor, Union Bridge, Liberty Town, Finksburg, and Carrollton. Locally heavy rainfall is also occurring with this storm and may cause ponding of water on roadways and cause small streams to go out of their banks. Be alert for the potential of standing water and hydroplaning. Milford Mill, area.
Here we go.
The National Weather Service in Sterling, Virginia has issued a special marine warning for Chesapeake Bay from Pools Island to Sandy Point, Maryland. Chesapeake Bay from Sandy Point to North Beach, Maryland. Chester River to Queenstown, Maryland. Eastern Bay until 7 p.m. At 5:24 p.m., a strong thunderstorm was located over Naval Academy, moving east at 30 knots. Hazard: wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source: radar indicated. Impact: boaters and small craft could be thrown overboard by suddenly higher winds and waves capsizing their vessel. Locations impacted include Pinehurst, Kent Narrows Bridge, Magothy River, Chester River, Gibson Island, Greenberry Point, Love Point, Naval Academy, Highland Beach, Sandy Point State Park, Baltimore Light, Severn River, Chesapeake Bay Bridge, Mattapique, Annapolis, and Mayo.
Now if these explode.
The National Weather Service in Sterling, Virginia has issued a special marine warning for Chesapeake Bay from Sandy Point to North Beach, Maryland, Choptank River to Cambridge, Maryland, and the Little Choptank River, Eastern Bay, until 7 p.m. At 5:36 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Greenberry Point, moving southeast at 25 knots. Hazard: wind gusts in excess of 50 knots. Source: radar indicated. Impact: boaters could easily be thrown overboard by suddenly higher wind and waves capsizing their vessel. Boats could suffer significant damage in high winds. Locations impacted include Parsons Island, Miles River, Eastern Bay, Roanoke, Bloody Point Light, Thomas Point Light, and Mayo.
I wish they would just freaking stop. I mean, I just missed a lot of things, and I'm stressed out about it.
The National Weather Service in Sterling, Virginia has issued a special marine warning for Chesapeake Bay from North Beach to Drum Point, Maryland, Chesapeake Bay from Sandy Point to North Beach, Maryland, Choptank River to Cambridge, Maryland, and the Little Choptank River, until 7:15 p.m. At 5:52 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 8 nautical miles west of Deal to Port Tobacco River, moving east at 35 knots. Hazard: wind gusts in excess of 50 knots. Source: radar indicated. Impact. Boaters could easily be thrown overboard by suddenly higher wind and waves capsizing their vessel. Boats could suffer significant damage in high winds. Locations impacted include Black Walnut Point, Choptank River, Dares Beach, Herring Bay, Poplar Island, and Tillman Island. Service in Sterling, Virginia has issued a special marine warning for Chesapeake Bay from Drum Point, Maryland to Smith Point, Virginia, Chesapeake Bay from North Beach to Drum Point, Maryland, Pawtucket River to Brooms Island, Maryland, Tangier Sound and the inland waters surrounding Bloodsworth Island, tidal Potomac from Cobb Island, Maryland to Smith Point, Virginia, until 7:30 p.m. At 5:53 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 8 nautical miles west of Deal to Port Tobacco River, moving east at 35 knots. Hazard, wind gusts in excess of 50 knots. Source, radar indicated. Impact, boaters could easily be thrown overboard by suddenly higher wind and waves capsizing their vessel. Boats could suffer significant damage in high winds. Locations impacted include Hooper Island Light, Smith Island, Piney Point, Crisfield, mouth of the Potomac River, Deep Hole, Nanticoke River mouth, Southwest Middle Grounds, Ewell, Point Lookout, Tangier Sound, Tall Timbers, Coles Point, Hongo River, St. George Island, Point No Point, The Targus, Richland Point Buoy, Bivalve, and Deal Island. The National Weather Service in Wakefield has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for West Central Wicomico County in southeastern Maryland, Central Dorchester County in southeastern Maryland, until 7 p.m. At 6:15 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 11 miles southeast of Taylor's Island, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, minor damage to vehicles is possible. Expect wind damage to trees and power lines. This severe thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of west central Wicomico and central Dorchester counties, including the following locations: with the Queen, Andrews, Royal Oak, Hoopersville, Elliott, Honga, Bucktown, Bivalve, Wingate, and Linkwood. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Please report severe weather by calling 757-899-2415, posting to the National Weather Service Wakefield Facebook page, or using Twitter at Wakefield. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 7 p.m. for the following counties in Maryland: Dorchester and Wicomico. The National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey has issued a special marine warning for Lower Delaware Bay, coastal waters from Cape May, New Jersey to Fenwick Island, Delaware, out 20 nautical miles until 8:15 p.m. At 7:42 p.m., a strong thunderstorm was located near Cape Henlopen, moving east at 30 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Over Falls Shoals, Rehoboth Beach, and Cape Henlopen. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes.